All right, food. You are what you eat. Let's talk about food. Very controversial topic. I was rereading the chapter that I wrote a year ago about this and completely forgot some of the experiences I had because I have so many experiences that, unless I see a journal entry note or something, it's grabbing that memory is difficult off the top of my head unless I actually need it. And as soon as I read one of the statements, everything flooded back to me, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's where that came from. Food is extremely important in your vibrational journey because you are what you eat, you are what you consume. As a lot of these lessons will talk about consumption of other aspects of life, this one will talk about food. High vibrational food is very important. High vibrational food is typically food that grows in the sunlight, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, those types of things. Low vibrational foods in the natural world, you could consider meat low vibrational. It is a dense form, a dense material matter, and it is not straight from the source of the sun. It is processed through animals, created through indirect means of energy, and becomes lower vibrational. But it also has tools. It also has energetic tools on the earth to harvest meat, energetic tools on your body when you consume it to process it because it is denser. And a lot of people don't understand that meat carries energy. Meat carries energy with it: fear, trauma, anger. It carries that energy of the animal who was raised and experienced those emotions. So that's still in the meat when you consume it. It's also packed with chemicals. A lot of meat, unless you go to a fresh local butcher, your meat is probably packed with chemicals and other things to keep it fresh and to maintain it and make it look bright red and all these different things that they use. At least in America. In other countries, I know a lot of these techniques have been outlawed. But meat is a low vibrational food. And if you have a scale of vibration, you have like fruits, vegetables, and meat is farther down the scale most of the time. And you can actually find scientific studies where they've measured vibrations of different foods, and that's what it shows. Fruits, high vibrational, meats at the low end. Now, below meats are even other things like processed foods. Processed foods are extremely low vibrational. They're processed, so the energy from them has been shifted away and pulled out of them as they're going through these machines, as they're being processed and cooked down, preserved in chemicals, sugars thrown in, which sugar is a very low vibrational food. I recently shared an experience where I was craving maple sugar for some reason. It's the only sugar that I really use. I have a little bit of processed white sugar that I very rarely use. It's more for when I'm working with a recipe I've never tried and I want to make sure I do it the right way and then shift and experiment to shift the sugar out of it. I wasn't craving that, but I was craving maple syrup. I was craving lots and lots of maple syrup. I was like, why? Here I had a low vibrational parasitic entity attached to me, and I had to remove it. As soon as I removed it, the sugar craving went away. Sugar is related to low vibrational entities. It is related to those feeding those energies. Sugar and chemicals in sugary foods like soda. And if you research the chemicals in sodas, they're terrible for you. A lot of them actually have a chemical in them that forces you, not tricks your brain so that you don't throw up because of the amount of sugar and the amount of other things in them that are bad for your body. There are these things in there layered in these drinks, layered in these energy drinks. Like energy drinks are extremely bad for you. Those are ones that what I would say is we didn't need energy drinks before. We didn't need energy drinks 20 years ago. We didn't have them when I was a kid. They didn't exist. They exist now, but why do people need them? Because they've been taught to be addicted to them. They've been taught to give their energy over to them, to pay for them, and to consume them. So people think they need energy drinks. They think they need soda. They think they need candy. You don't. I cut all of it out, but it took me a long time. It took me a long time of realizing, one, I had to make the choice to cut it out. I used to drink so much soda that I would sit at my computer and I would build soda can pyramids overnight. I could go through a 12-pack of soda within a day or two easily. I would go into the candy aisle and friends would look at me and be like, don't, like, you see him in the candy aisle, he's buying candy. And I don't mean a little bit of candy, especially on clearance days after Valentine's Day or Christmas or whatever. I'd go in and all the 50% candy, oftentimes even more, 75% off. I'd fill my cart. It'd be gone in 2 weeks. I'd eat so much candy, people would be like, how do you not have diabetes? How are you not sick? How do you not have tons of cavities? It's because of my metabolism. I was able to process it very quickly. I have so much energy running through me all the time, and so much energy running through me back then that I was always shaking. Always shaking. I'll never forget in high school holding lab equipment and one of my partners taking the beaker away from me and saying, I'll handle, you do the writing, I'll handle this stuff, because I'm holding the beaker and I'm shaking like this because I had so much energy running through me and sugar running through me on processing stuff. I still shake today. I don't eat a lot of sugar, but I still shake because of the energy running through me. This whole concept of eating high vibrational is very important because we are what we eat. A lot of illnesses can be shifted by eating high vibrational. They can be shifted by eating healthier, by not eating fast food. And when we eat these low vibrational things, when we eat processed food, when we eat fast food, when we go for the quick, easy thing, when we go for the microwave dinner, when we go for the ramen noodles, whatever it is, we're choosing quick, easy over health, vibration, spirituality. They're so processed, there's little energy in them. And there's so little energy in them and so much bad stuff in them that it lowers our vibration to where we can live off them. But it lowers our vibration to where we're also prone to getting sick, to having health issues, which means more money for the people in the medical industry, the people in the pharmaceutical industry, the people over in all these different places. And so when we raise our vibration, we eliminate that. We actually save money. It's a very surprising thing to me, saving money because you no longer eat out. You no longer go to fast food. You no longer have medical issues. You no longer have a need for all these sugary snacks and sodas. You can just drink water, drink tea. Save a ton of money by eating healthy, by eating higher vibrational, and learning how to eat all of your produce rather than throwing half of it away. A lot of people buy produce and then they throw most of it away. Learn how to use it. Learn how to utilize all of it. Then there's the protein craze. You don't need all the protein. I'm a perfect example of that. Now, granted, I'm not a weightlifter. My body does not align to weightlifting. I'm very lanky, very skinny. I've never been able to put on muscle. I've been able to get toned very quickly. My friends have been jealous where I lift for a week and everything is strongly defined. But the idea of building muscle for me is not something I'm good at for my body type. If you're a weightlifter, yes, you need to intake more nutrients and more protein to help with your muscle mass. You can get that from vegetables. Gorillas eat vegetables. They're vegetarian. They're some of the strongest animals on earth. They just eat leaves. Some of the strongest animals on earth. So there's no reason you can't eat plant-based. You can't eat high vibrational and still lift and still do things. But I used to take these protein powders, even vegan protein powders when I went vegan, when I went plant-based, because I thought I needed protein. I thought I needed all this stuff. And my guides started saying, no, we got you to the plant-based. Now we're going to cut that out. Just push it to the side. And I did. And I realized nothing changed. My health didn't change. If anything, my health got better. But nothing changed. I just make sure I eat beans and rice. I eat my vegetables. I eat my salads, my smoothies. Try to eat mostly raw ingredients. I do cook, but I eat mostly raw. And I focus on high vibrational diet. Fruits, vegetables, home cooking. rarely go out to eat. And if I go out to eat, it's got to be fresh food. It has to be something where it's fresh, like Chipotle, where the vegetables are fresh. They're not from a freezer, where those types of food places where you can actually get fresh food cooked rather than something from a fast food station. Those of you going to fast food, there are famous chains. Keep in mind, they put chemicals in their food to make you addicted. There's a very famous chicken chain that people will line up in droves for. And I've given this awareness to people where I've said, think about your response when you hear this name. And I'm not going to say the name in the video. Chicken filet. They put those on sandwiches, is what I'll say. But why is it that fast food place has all of these people lined up for it? I don't have proof of this. I don't have something I can give you to say this is true, but it's something addictive. I don't know if it's energetic. I don't know what it is specifically. I just know there's something addictive in a lot of fast foods. It could be the salts, the sugars, the other things. But when people realize that and they start going, man, wow, it really is. It's when I go, I'm hungry, boom, it pops in my head and it's like, oh, let's go get that. Let's go eat that. Let's go get McDonald's or Burger King or Arby's or whatever it is. Let's go get that. Let's go get chicken filet. Let's go get the quick, fast stuff. And not only that, they eat it every day. And it's like an addiction. I've known people who were addicted to McDonald's, who were addicted to Chick-fil-A, who were addicted to these other places. And when they stop to think about it, they go, oh my God, you're right. I am addicted to it. There's something there. There's something not right. There's something low vibrational. And when you break free, you realize the food doesn't taste all that good. Your brain is tricked into thinking it tastes good. I've tried sodas and pops and candies and things after changing my diet, after spending 6 months changing my diet to be high vibrational without the sugars, without the chemicals, without meat, dairy, and cheese, all these things, without eggs. Those other foods taste terrible. Candies, sodas, all of it, it tastes like perfume and chemicals. When you shift your diet, you start to taste the things they put in it. You start to smell the things they put in it. You smell the meats, and it smells like death. You smell all these things, and it just smells bad. You're not supposed to be eating things that smell bad or taste bad. But we've been tricked. Our minds have been tricked to eat these things, to eat processed food, to eat low vibrational foods. And so as you're going on this journey, try shifting your diet. Don't do it all at once. You don't want to do it all at once. You want to learn. I took a long time to learn. The first thing, it took me years to cut out sugar. That was the first thing to go. It took me years. I had a partner who was sabotaging me quite often. I'd say, have a conversation, go, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to quit sugar. No more soda, no more pies, no more candy. All this, I'm done. I'm going to quit it. They'd come home the next day, bring me candy, pies, soda, all these things. And go, well, you like it, so I brought it for you. It was a sabotage technique for my relationship. Because if I healed, they would have to heal or I would leave. A lot of us are in those relationships or have been in those relationships. So you have to understand it takes a lot of focus and determination depending on your situation to stick with it, to stick to healthy eating. Because if you're in a family dynamic who doesn't want to support you, they're going to try and sabotage you. So you have to stick to it. You have to stick to it because it's for your better self, for your highest good. And through that, you can teach them. You can show them this is better. This is a better way. These are better foods. But it also takes baby steps. So you have to look at your diet and decide, what do you want to get rid of now? What are you more comfortable with now? You don't have to get rid of everything. But if you're drinking soda and pops and stuff, energy drinks, start there. My recommendation is, if it's not in the house, you can't consume it. Don't buy it. That's the easiest thing. Start there. Just don't buy soda anymore. Move off to water and teas. If you're trying to get rid of caffeine, caffeine's terrible for you. I could talk about this food subject for hours, and I'll have lives and stuff that'll go into more detail to explain more things like this. But the overall idea is to raise your vibration by eliminating the bad foods, and one of those is caffeine. If you drink coffee all day long, caffeine shrinks your brain. It shrinks the blood cells, cuts off oxygen flow to make you think you're awake. What happens when you get off caffeine? Your life doesn't change other than you're awake without caffeine. You don't have those tired spells. That's it. Caffeine's a trick. It's a marketing trick. It's a scam to keep you buying more, to keep you thinking you need coffee. And coffee's terrible because not only does it have caffeine, it's very acidic. Are you having acid problems? Are you having acid reflux and all these other things? It could be the coffee intake. So think about what you're intaking, what you're eating. Is it high vibrational? And if it's not high vibrational, how can you make it higher vibrational? What baby steps can you take? Take one thing a month. First month, get rid of soda. Second month, work on caffeine. It takes a while to get rid of the cravings. It'll take at least 2 weeks to clear your cravings of caffeine and sugar. More likely a month, especially as you're tested throughout the month. You have to stick to it. After a month, you should be good. And you can work on doing these things to where you just don't buy them. You go, okay, this month we're not buying soda. Next month we're not buying coffee. And when you shift from coffee, remember, you don't have to shift straight off caffeine. What I did is I stopped drinking coffee. I started drinking more tea, green tea, making sure the caffeine level was less. And then I just baby stepped it down to herbal tea. And herbal tea, I didn't used to like herbal tea. Now I actually like herbal tea and enjoy it because I'm not addicted to the caffeine. The caffeine shifts your enjoyment to things with caffeine and against things without. So you take baby steps. So the first month, cut out soda. The next month, cut out caffeine. The next month, or maybe lower your caffeine and then lower it again. The next month, work on your dairy, cheese, egg intake. You know, those are extremely low vibrational foods. And it's not just the foods themselves either. I know people will argue, well, I eat it fresh from the farm. It's still not meant to be intaked. You're supposed to be eating higher vibrational. If you want to live a high vibrational life, if you want to access higher chakras, if you want to access more consciousness, more energy, if you want to shift to a lighter crystalline body and raise your vibration to that state, you have to consume high vibrational foods. And when it just comes down to it, from a dimensional physical level, dairy products, eggs, meats are denser foods. They're not high vibrational. They're also foods that are processed. Other than eggs, they're also foods that are highly processed. But eggs, even still, there are issues with eating eggs as far as density and vibration. And you can argue that you're eating higher vibrational dairy products and meat products, and that's fine. I don't believe in judging people for eating foods they have access to. I live in the country. I don't have access to a full produce department like people in the city. It's a completely different thing. I walk into a produce department smaller than my bedroom to buy most of my produce. And then I drive 20 minutes to a Walmart that's still a country Walmart to get more produce. If I drive 50 minutes into the city, I get access to a bunch of food that I can't even imagine, things that, are imported from other countries and stuff. A lot of people don't have food access. They don't have produce access. So it's very hard to eat high vibrational. And I don't judge you for that. Just do what you can. If you can add more vegetables, add more vegetables. If you have to eat meat, that's okay. But don't trick yourself into thinking you have to eat meat because it's there. Look around your grocery store, look around your community, see, is there somewhere I can buy produce? Is there somewhere I can buy high vibrational foods? But there are places like food deserts where people don't have access like that. And that's one of the things I'm here to change, as I'll talk about more in other lives and other videos, because food is a gigantic topic. This lesson is for one thing, to get you thinking, to get you starting to look at your diet and understand, am I eating high vibrational? ETs, time and time again, if you ask them what they eat, they'll tell me. Some of them do eat meat, very few, and it's very situational because they have to, because that's what they have to live on for the most part. Those who don't have those problems, plants, love, and light. Eat plants, love, the energy of love, and the energy of light. And that's all you need. I forgot until I read this book, I was like, who told me to cut out dairy and cheese? Mother Earth did. I meditated one day. She called up to me. I went down her, and she was like, okay, you've cut out the sugars. You've cut out this other stuff. Please stop eating dairy and cheese. Please stop using milk. Please stop using these. Please stop doing eggs. All this stuff. Completely forgot about that. She was the one that guided me to do that. My guides guided me on removing meat. I got yelled at before for eating too much bacon. I love bacon. I used to eat pounds of bacon, pounds and pounds of bacon. And I had a dog humanoid ET step through a portal and yell at me and be like, you need to stop eating bacon. It's not good for you. It lowers your vibration. And then Mother Earth later, as I shifted my diet, asked me, please continue doing this. Please stop. It hurts. It actually hurts the earth to eat meat, dairy, eggs, and that. And it hurts because we're in a lower vibration, because of all of the waste, because of all of the pain, the fear, the other things. It doesn't mean plant harvesting is perfect. It's not. It's far from it. And I am going to have stories and things on that too as time goes on, about how we shift to better farming practices, to better technologies. But the idea is to raise your vibration so you can access more, so you can be higher vibrational, so you can live free of the control and addictions of food and companies and society. That is part of what you consume. What are you consuming, and how can you eat better and affect the world better? Please, after this video, sit down, review your diet, and ask yourself, can I eat better? Can I consume better? Do I have access to foods that I can put into my diet and eat better? You don't have to be plant-based tomorrow. It's something to think about. It's something to baby steps forward. But if you're only eating meat and potatoes, what can you do to add more vegetables? What can you do to add more vegetables and cut down your meat intake? Cut down your processed food intake. Instead of going for a can of processed food or ramen noodles or a frozen dinner, why can't you prep something once a week so that you have it in the fridge? And then you'll save money in the long run, and you'll eat better food, healthier food. Think about that after this lesson. How can you move forward with a higher vibrational diet? Feel free to ask questions. Again, this is a huge topic. I don't know when I'm filming this. This is January 19th or something, 2023. And I'm going to be doing a live on food intake and different things at some point. And I'm going to be doing more videos on this topic as time goes on, because like I said, it's a big topic. People have a lot of questions about it. ETs, bring information, angels, Mother Earth, all that. And there will be more to come. So again, just please review your food diet, your consumption, tripping over my words here, your consumption of food, and see if you are eating the best you can, or if you can shift slowly to eat better, because that's going to do wonders for your vibration. It's going to do wonders for your health, your energy, the people around you, and the world overall. Thank you for watching. Thank you for continuing with these lessons, and we'll start another one in a minute.